Say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. Self-love. It gets misunderstood. When they try to disrupt your peace, your state of mind. Wow, so beautiful. God installed something so powerful within you so you can choose you. They try to disrupt your peace. They try to disrupt you from becoming your best self vision of yourself. But God wasn't allowing that to happen because God was truly protecting you, showing you that you are worthy and you wasn't the problem. When it came to someone's drama, they wanted to dim your light because of the fact that you chose yourself to better yourself, the self-reflect to mentally go within. They would never understand the obstacles that was placed in front of you that was supposed to become a challenge, but God showed you the way to go within. God allowed you to see. God allowed you to see the wounds that was affecting your mental state. That made you a victim from a child point of view and it went into your adulthood. Wow, they mistreated you. They didn't know how to love you, respect you. At the end of the day, value your time and day. They had so much excuses when it came to their pain. Your peace of mind. It didn't allow you to live in fear, get discouraged at the end of the day. Because God was truly showing you the way. God was showing you that you are worthy. God was showing you that, wow, with time comes change and change comes growth. Bettering yourself at the end of the day. Don't dim your light to get discouraged because someone doesn't know how to value your time and day. They have so much excuses why they don't know how to love you, respect you at the end of the day. They try to humiliate you, throw sport at you in a toxic way. But God wasn't allowing you to lose yourself. They would never understand the reality of your reality at the end of the day, that you was faced with so many challenges that was supposed to make you mentally unstable. Your back was supposed to be against that wall at the end of the day, not the self-reflect to go within. They wanted you to be your own worst enemy, but God was showing you a better way. God was showing you why you loved you. God was showing you why you showed up for you. God was showing you why I don't give up on you. God was showing you why you went from a non-believer to a believer to choose you. Not to dim your light when they didn't know how to show up for you. The confidence that God installed within you. Your light was dim once upon a time, but God allowed it to be more brighter than any day moving forward because God was allowing you to shine. God was allowing you to shine because God was showing you at the end of the day, you was truly praying for yourself, not against yourself, when your enemy was praying against you at the end of the day, and God was showing you the way that you was truly protected. Don't give up on yourself. And I say that respectfully. This my content is not for everybody, and that's okay. You didn't lose hope within. Days when you couldn't see for yourself. You just wanted to better yourself, to go within. You asked for the right direction, only to realize you showed up that day. Days when you couldn't even get out of bed, being diagnosed it because the doctor said. Dealing with abandonment issues at the end of the day that made you homeless. Had you questioning yourself, are you even worthy? And God was showing you the way because you was truly praying for yourself, not against yourself. And everything that was going on within going on in your adulthood, you still knew how to respect somebody. All the obstacles that you was faced with, it was a challenge. But at the end of the day, you didn't give up in the most unhealthiest way. They said that you wasn't going to be nobody. They said that you thought you was better than somebody. Well, you knew how to show up for somebody, to respect somebody, when you couldn't even finish your sentence. Because of the fact that how can someone bring so much animosity towards you when you knew how to respect them? Days when you couldn't even see for yourself, and you was trying to better yourself, to understand and recognize who you truly are, to self-reflect, to go within. Because you was willing to choose yourself, to love yourself. You was willing to choose yourself, to understand at the end of the day, regardless who gave up on me, who didn't love me at the end of the day. I still knew how to take accountability for my actions in a healthy way. I didn't have excuses. I didn't have excuses. Because God was showing me the way. God allowed me to see that my prayers became my reality. God allowed me to see that while I am worthy. God allowed me to see, don't give up on myself today. God allowed me to recognize that I can find peace within. Not only just find peace within, but to recognize when I show up for myself in the most healthiest way, while I'm truly smiling. because God is truly brightening up my day. God is showing me at the end of the day challenges that was faced in front of me. God was showing me the challenges that was faced in front of me. When they try to discourage me, I understood that God had a better plan for me. They would never understand at the end of the day why I chose me. I couldn't give up on me. I was my biggest cheerleader when they wasn't rooting for me. They would never understand at the end of the day. But I understand why I chose me. You know, loving yourself is not a crime. Being your own worst enemy at the end of the day, they ain't gonna get you but so far. And you had to realize that. It was a mindset that the enemy wanted you to believe. That being your own worst enemy was part of the plan. But that wasn't God's rotation when it came to you, recognizing your faith. They didn't want you to see your faith. But you loved you. To realize at the end of the day, I can't give up on me. Because God works in mysterious ways. You went from a non-believer to a believer. And God was truly showing you the way. That you matter, you're worthy. Don't get discouraged today. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. Regardless who gave up on you, who humiliated you, manipulated you, said that you wasn't worthy when it came to he say, she say, the manipulation when it came to your name at the end of the day, the lies they told about you that day. It was supposed to make you dysfunctional not to see. But God was showing you the way that you are worthy. And you matter. Don't get discouraged today, and I say that respectfully, how God works in mysterious ways. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. They would never understand at the end of the day that guardian that walked into your life, that was supposed to protect you, they misused you, they abused you, they disrespected you, they made you feel like you wasn't worthy. Calling you stupid, retarded. Imagine that. Yeah, that was your reality that you heard for the rest of your life, but you asked God to remove that energy from around you because it wasn't for you, and God showed you the way because you was willing to choose yourself in a healthy way. When they try to discourage you with their own pain, and they lied on your name when it came to certain folks because they didn't want to be embarrassed, but that had nothing to do with you because you chose you. Regardless of what humiliation they did at the end of the day, behind your back, when it came to your name, God wasn't allowing you to go out like that. God wasn't allowing you to go out like that. My content is not for everybody. And loving yourself is not a crime. Becoming your best self-vision of yourself is not a crime. But someone will try to discourage you during your process. But you got to understand at the end of the day, this is your walk of life, and you got to allow yourself to choose you, to believe in you, not to have excuses because someone mistreated you. It would never be an overnight process, healing trauma and pain. That unhealthy relationship, it made you think. At the end of the day, if I knew how to show up for somebody at the end of the day, but they took my kindness or weakness, I could love me in the most healthiest way, not to get discouraged or let alone dim my light. And God is showing me the right way because God is truly protecting me so I could treat me right. They would never understand at the end of the day when they threw spore work at you in a toxic way, how it was supposed to make you mentally unstable. But God allows you to see another day when you was barely able to get out of the bed, barely able to provide for yourself, barely have funds in your pocket, didn't even recognize your smile. But God was truly showing you the way that you are worthy. It's a thought process to me. This type of stuff happens every single day. It's not about likes and views at the end of the day, let alone someone's comment. When it comes to your reality, something that you was faced with, it was your challenge. You couldn't lose yourself at the end of the day. Because if you lost yourself, how could you actually see the day? To recognize at the end of the day, you went from a non-believer to a believer at the end of the day, that you are worthy. Don't give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully, regardless who's rooting you on at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully, always move accordingly. Because everybody's not meant to sit at your table, regardless of however long you thought you knew somebody. Them same folks that was sitting at your table was only taking, and they wasn't pouring into you at the end of the day. They was just mistreating you, use you and abuse you, talking about you like a bad habit. When it came to their thought process, the end of the day, saying that they respect you only for them to disrespect you. If you call that respect when someone disrespects you at the end of the day, you truly lack a self-awareness. And I truly hope you find yourself to better yourself. To realize at the end of the day, you're not worthy of that. You're worthy of someone respecting you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. They put you in secret competition at the end of the day because you chose you to better you. And they saw a light that God installed within you. And you wasn't the problem when it came to drama. It doesn't matter who it is. Family or not. Stranger in the street. And I say that respectfully. You'd be so surprised at the end of the day how folks be so envious you. How folks would be so envious of you. You could know somebody 20, 15 years at the end of the day. They mask will fall off. It won't even be an even exchange because that's not what you was projecting into the universe at the end of the day. When someone couldn't even see for themselves, you was showing them the way. When you couldn't even see for yourself, it'd be the thought process to me. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. You knew how to respect somebody in the most healthiest way. They didn't like the fact that you actually loved and respected somebody, regardless of whatever obstacle was placed in front of you, because someone didn't know how to love you, let alone respect you. They wanted you to dim your light because they couldn't go within. They wanted you to get discouraged, to be mentally unstable. That's what they labeled you at the end of the day. Crazy, got anxiety problems. All types of he say, she say, what they diagnosis, projecting on you at the end of the day. It be the thought process when it comes to someone's priorities, not getting it straight. And they out here screaming that they real at the end of the day. It really be the thought process to me. This type of stuff happens every single day. It ain't about likes and views when it's your reality at the end of the day. Clout chasing, nah, that wasn't part of God's vision when it came to you. Seeking attention. You just wanted folks to show for you to respect you with no malicious intentions. But God was truly protecting you, showing you at the end of the day that certain folks wasn't supposed to be part of your journey. And that's okay. Because God will send all the right people into your life, not to misuse you, abuse you at the end of the day. And respect will be a two-way street with no malicious intentions. That energy is different. This type of stuff happens every single day. It does. Imagine you not knowing how to love yourself. And you're willing to choose yourself. And regardless if you didn't know how to love yourself, you still knew how to respect somebody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day with no malicious intentions. And you had common sense. But it was certain things in your life that you truly lacked. And you just wanted to better yourself. And someone tries to discourage you, try to kick you down, and they not understanding how you keep getting back up at the end of the day. And every time you got back up, you didn't frown. You allowed yourself to smile, to go within and understand at the end of the day how strong you truly was, because God was guiding you the way. They said that God would never be in your life to love you the right way. How could God possibly love you at the end of the day? God ain't going to show you the way, so they disrespect you the most unhealthiest way. They would never understand the obstacles that was placed in front of you that was supposed to make you mentally unstable. Dealing with trauma as a child. It went into your adulthood, being sexually assaulted, dealing with domestic violence, hate crime, discrimination. You put a name in your book that made you dysfunctional at the end of the day, that they projected on you doing spoke in a toxic way. But God was showing you that you are worthy. God was showing you to choose you. God was showing you at the end of the day, I got your back. Never allow someone to dim your light when it comes to your faith, understanding your gravity that God is showing you at the end of the day. I'm closing this door for all the right reasons. Regardless if it was a job opportunity that didn't work out for you at the end of the day. If it meant that you was willing and able to heal you, to remove the mindset at the end of the day of being a victim. It's being closed behind you. Everybody's not supposed to be part of your journey, and that's okay. Because you allowing yourself to see yourself woke and understand the direction that God is showing you. God is using you at the end of the day in the most healthiest way to show you why you showing up for yourself, why you couldn't get out the bed at the end of the day when they diagnosed you at the end of the day. It was supposed to kick you down, discourage you. You wasn't supposed to go in that kitchen and provide for yourself. But you was allowing yourself to be in the mindset of this, saying to yourself is, I got this at the end of the day. Regardless who's got my back or not, at the end of the day. They could project their pain, their trauma on me at the end of the day, but I choose me to become my best self, vision of myself, and I ain't gonna overthink. Loving yourself is not a crime. My content is not for everybody. It's not. But this type of stuff happens every single day. It does. You went from a non-believer to a believer. You wasn't trying to get discouraged during your journey. The lack of love, the lack of support, the lack of respect that was put in front of you. It was a challenge within a challenge, but you was willing to choose you. You didn't have to misuse somebody, disrespect somebody, because you was trying to show for yourself when you couldn't see for yourself. You knew how to respect your neighbor along the way, but they wanted to discourage you because you was too strong to recognize at the end of the day not to be down for too long. It's a thought process for me. When someone sees you mentally strong and don't understand how God is truly showing up for you and showing you at the end of the day that you are worthy to choose you, never get discouraged from a temporary situation. I say that respectfully, regardless if you had your moms and your pops in your life or not at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully because you matter and you are worthy. Everybody's walk of life is different. I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. Be mind and wise when judging a book by its cover, neighbor. I don't pray against my neighbor. I pray for my neighbor in the most healthiest way with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. Loving yourself is not a crime. Getting discouraged, that wasn't part of God's timing. No. God wanted you to recognize your laugh on the inside, and God wanted to make sense on the outside, that you truly had a sense of humor. God wanted you to understand your smile. When you smile on the inside and it shows on the outside, how truly proud God truly is. That you're able to self-reflect and mean what you say, that you are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy of loving you. You are worthy of recognizing you. You are worthy not to get discouraged because someone misused you. You had abandonment issues, but you chose you. Good day, bad day, whole misunderstanding day. You still chose you. You didn't have that guardian in your life to show you love or respect at the end of the day. They was manipulative to you, and they painted you out to be somebody you truly wasn't. But you still chose you. All that trauma that was endured within you, you still chose you. You still chose you. When you couldn't understand the words of choosing you. Going in circles, but not to mistreat you. The lack of love made you feel like at the end of the day you needed a fix. You put a drug to your narrative at the end of the day. That you became an addict too. And I say that respectfully. Because what happens in life at the end of the day, you feel like your life is just falling apart. My content's not for everybody. You feel like your life is falling apart. And you're not doing it for likes and views or let alone a comment. And I say this respectfully. Looking for someone to love you, looking for someone to respect you. So now you put this poison in your body that the enemy wants for you, to. But God is rejecting it. Because God wants you to be mentally straight. God wants you to be mentally stable. God wants you to show up for you, to love you. Because regardless, no matter how much of a dosage it is at the end of the day, God does not want you to lose your faith. And I say that respectfully. Life ain't easy. But when you ask for the right direction, God will show you the way. And especially when you're not out here doing it for likes and views at the end of the day, because all money ain't good money. And I say that respectfully, because God works in mysterious ways and God sees what you're doing when you manipulate God. When you're using the word of God for $1 at the end of the day and you're mistreating it at the end of the day, you're not helping yourself, let alone the community. It be the thought process for me because God sees everything. My content is not for everybody. It's not. But be mindful and wise when you use the word God at the end of the day. Because God doesn't like the fact that when you go against God at the end of the day, God may not show you what karma looks like up close in person the day that you may abandon or you may disrespect God and or you may use God as your stepping stone and get financially stable. But trust and believe God works in mysterious ways to put you in check to show you at the end of the day, that's not the way to go, baby. It's not. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. And if the shoe fit, wear it. Because God has never been for sale. It's a thought process to me, regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. It's a thought process to me. My content is not for everybody. And loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. They would never understand the obstacles that was placed in front of you. It wasn't a game. It was your reality. You was faced with so many difficult challenges, but allowed you to see when you were supposed to become your own worst enemy. But God was truly showing you the way. And you didn't have to manipulate nobody because you chose you. Because you chose you. Loving yourself is not a crime. Never get discouraged because someone lacks self-confidence. And I say that respectfully because certain individuals, they will play you close and act like you're slow, stupid, retarded because you was already labeled such a thing. Not to see you elevate. And then they would sit there and pick and choose who they want to bully. But God was showing them at the end of the day how God is truly protecting you and directing you at the end of the day because they wasn't supposed to be part of your journey. But this type of stuff happens every single day. Regardless if it's family or not, a stranger in the street. How someone will sit there and play you close. When you know how to respect your neighbor, they would disrespect you. They would humiliate you. Making you feel like you're not worthy because you're willing and able to choose you. Because God is showing you the way. And God placed you in certain individuals' lives at the end of the day. And God allowed you to stick around for a little while. And when God saw certain things, God had to remove you. Because these folks was mistreating you, disrespecting you. Showing you at the end of the day that you wasn't worthy. But God was showing you at the end of the day, you are worthy. You are respected and loved by all the right people that's truly for you. And it's sad to say that this type of stuff happens every single day. How someone that doesn't have confidence, that's someone that has lack of self-awareness, that's someone that has lack of self-control will sit there and play you close, gang stalk you, send individuals to attack you because they don't want you to elevate faster than them. When it was never a race. When God was using you as a tool at the end of the day in their life because they was missing something. They went from a non-believer to a believer because God was showing them at the end of the way. You judge the book by its cover a little bit too quick, sweetheart. And I say that respectfully. You got to be mindful and wise when taking someone's kindness for weakness. And I say that respectfully. Because when the real chosen one walks into your life, they're walking into your life to respect you. They're walking into your life not to mistreat you. They're walking into your life to show you at the end of the day they ain't got malicious intentions. Something that you're not used to, somebody being real. You know what you scream and say that you are? I'm real. I'm real. I'm an adult. I'm grown. And only for you to realize you fall short when it comes to those words that's coming out your mouth. Something that you're truly seeking is meaning what you're saying, is saying what you mean. And you can't live up to what you're saying. But someone walked into your life to show you the definition of what being real looks like up close in person. Something that you're not used to because class been in session. God is not for sale. God is not manipulation. I do not pray against my neighbor. I pray for my neighbor at the end of the day, regardless to my sexual orientation. And my content is not for everybody. So save your negative energy, your spell work, or whatever you're trying to project towards me at the end of the day. For your mama, I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. You got all this animosity and anger within you because someone chooses themselves to love themselves because you lack self-confidence. Someone has self-respect for themselves regardless of their culture, their religion, their sexual orientation, their disability, or their age. And you mad because someone shows up for themselves not to become their own worst enemy? Something that you can't get in tune with was knowing your worth and meaning what you say and standing on business at the end of the day? So you got to try to discourage somebody, kick them down, play them close not to see them woke. And you thought at the end of the day that you was going to get too far, you was going to get far with that? Like, for real. Because all money ain't good money at the end of the day. The same way God would take something from you, the enemy would take it from you too. And I say that respectfully. The same way God will take something, God will provide, God will remove. The enemy will provide, the enemy will remove. But when you lack self-awareness, when you lack self-respect, when you say that you're so real for your master fall off, at the end of the day, you was never real this whole entire time. At the end of the day, because if you knew better, you'll do better. And if you knew better, regardless of what the mental state you're going through at the end of the day, because you know what happens with folks? Regardless of what mental state they're in, right? Regardless if they're having a good day or a bad day, let me say something to you. People pick and choose who they want to bully. And people pick and choose who they want to put a mask on and say, well, no, I wouldn't do such a thing. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't discourage my neighbor. I wouldn't kick my neighbor down, regardless if you're a billionaire, a millionaire, if you're barely making it at the end of the day, you're trying to make it, you're maintaining at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. People pick and choose who they want to bully. And it's sad and disturbing at the end of the day, regardless of how much money you have at the end of the day. You're such a bully at the end of the day that you got to destroy someone else's character to play them close, not to see them woke. But at the end of the day, you're so happy within. You're so at peace with yourself, but you got to discourage somebody. It just goes to show you at the end of the day, regardless of what you have in your life at the end of the day, regardless if it's financially stable or not, how discouraging that you can be towards an innocent person who didn't even have to play victim. But you're sitting there playing victim at the end of the day. If the shoe fit, wear it. And I say that respectfully, neighbor. If the shoe fit, wear it. I didn't put a name to your book, but if you feel at the end of the day that they feel like I'm targeting you because of what I'm saying at the end of the day, then yeah, it's you. Yes, it's you. You need to self-reflect to look in the mirror. Why would you discourage somebody at the end of the day when they're just in their own lane, minding their business? How you bothering an innocent person at the end of the day? You make yourself feel good at the end of the day, like you got self-control problems at the end of the day. You need to really be diagnosed. Doctor. Prescription, what this diagnosis going to say today? Leave innocent people alone. And I say that respectfully because this type of behavior happens every single day when you least expect it. How you mad at somebody in their own lane and you're trying to disturb their peace, antagonize them at the end of the day when they just minding their business. How you antagonizing somebody and they don't even know what you got going on at the end of the day? They're minding their business. Putting them in secret competition because of the fact that you lack self-awareness, you lack self-confidence, you lack self-control, you lack. And regardless of what pain someone was endured from a child point of view and it went into their adulthood, you not understanding how they continue to show up for themselves. You not understanding how they continue to elevate. You not understanding that, wow, I threw this brick at them. Why they keep getting back up? I'm throwing spell work at them in a toxic way. Why do they keep getting up? How are they so functionable? How they keep choosing themselves? How they love themselves? How? Because we are all not the same. It don't matter how much money you have at the end of the day. Misery loves company. And you're mad that someone is not entertaining you. Because that's all it is. Regardless how bad you want to smile at the end of the day. You're putting on a fake smile because you got a mask on. And on the inside, at the end of the day, you have so much hate and animosity towards an innocent person who didn't do anything to you. Let alone, you know what I don't understand? You don't even know this person. You don't even know this person. So you gang up on this person at the end of the day. It takes a group of people to go against one person. It just goes to show you how strong you truly are mentally. How low vibrational you really are, though. You got a low-ass IQ score. Because if you had common sense, you would leave innocent people alone. You would. I could never sit here and hate on my neighbor, regardless of how financially stable or not I am at the end of the day, because it's not how God created me to be. Regardless of my childhood into my adulthood, whatever wounds that was endured within me that was supposed to make me mentally unstable at the end of the day, I could never sit here and be a hater. How? If anything, neighbor, I hope you get better at what you do. Neighbor, I hope you elevate to become the best self-vision of yourself. That's me. And a lot of other people who are genuine, who are real at the end of the day. They don't pick and choose at the end of the day because they ain't got to wear a mask. Being a hater for what? And you saying you real? A real individual at the end of the day is far from a hater. Good day, bad day, all misunderstanding day. Regardless, at the end of the day, knowing that we all don't tie our shoe the same. Regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. And I say that respectfully. They don't understand how you're your biggest cheerleader when you choose yourself to better yourself. They sit there, play you close, like, okay, well, who this person? What this person got going on? And then you see what the person got going on at the end of the day. And they minding their business. So now you got to gang up on them. You paying this person, that person, this person, that person to psych them out their thought process. You thought you was going to make them mentally unstable. You thought you was going to do all this negative stuff to stop their money flow or whatever the case may be. Label them to be somebody. And then you're lying on them, trying to get them to go to the psych board at the end of the day because you labeled them crazy. You lied on their name and all types of stuff. This type of stuff happens every single day. Or because you don't want someone to elevate faster than you and it was never a race. Someone is gifted. And they're not abusing their gifts. They're not manipulating their gifts to people, period. They're just in their own lane, prospering and knowing at the end of the day, yeah, I love me. I'm allowing my dreams become my reality because God's showing me the way. It was days when I couldn't even see for myself. I done been homeless. I done been diagnosed and I'm not supposed to be here today. I had spell work done on me in a toxic way. I had loved ones go against me for me to lose everything. I had loved ones lie on me, manipulate me, paint me out to be somebody I'm not. I had loved ones trying to send me to the psych board. I had loved ones that were supposed to protect me, sexually assault me. I had loved ones discriminate against me. I had loved ones that I thought I was supposed to give up, that was supposed to be by my side, give up on me when I didn't have to take their kindness or weakness. I respected these folks at the end of the day. And they didn't understand at the end of the day that, wow, God was showing me the way. In the same way for a stranger in the street. The same behavior. And you wasn't doing it for likes and views. Or a comment at the end of the day. It was your reality. Because all money ain't good money. And they would never understand how God is truly protecting you. And you don't gotta manipulate nobody. You ain't gotta fake being homeless. You ain't gotta fake acting like you're a drug addict. You ain't gotta fake to be in society because this is who you truly are. This is what you experienced, what you endured in your life. They not understanding if you didn't have your guardian in your life, how do you still smile? How do you still show up for yourself? How do you still get things done for self? How? That domestic violence relationship. They didn't know how to respect you. You walked away. You chose you. Something that was supposed to discourage you. You knew that wasn't love, because love ain't supposed to hurt. Love ain't pain. Someone blacking your eye every single day. Someone thinking you talking to somebody else when they out here talking he say, she say, and all this, then the third at the end of the day. And you knew how to take someone, and you knew how to respect someone's kindness. And you wasn't trying to shortchange them because you wanted to be in somebody's life, but they portrayed you to be somebody you truly wasn't. They lied on you, discouraged you, they played you close, all types of stuff, trying to make you mentally unstable. You're supposed to lose yourself, go crazy. They like, how you still show up for you? How you still choose you? How you love you? How do you find time to overcome all these obstacles that was placed in front of you? Because God was showing you the way and you ain't got to manipulate God. God was showing you that you are worthy when they discovered you. Dealing with discrimination, regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. How men went against you. How women went against you. How they try to humiliate you. They had to gang stalk you, disrespect you, when you didn't have to do anything besides just be yourself with no malicious intentions. They hated you for no reason. They despised you. They wanted you to leave the face of earth. They tried to bring harm towards you. And God was showing you that you are worthy. God was showing you at the end of the day, I got your back. And they didn't understand. They thought they was going to kick you down. But it only made you more wise and stronger. Because you was willing to choose yourself. And you wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone a comment. Because it was your reality. This was your reality. You didn't have to manipulate somebody about what you experienced in life. That's what you truly experienced. You wasn't doing it for $1 at the end of the day because this was your reality. This is your reality. Who wants to be homeless? Why would you lie about being homeless? It's your reality. Nobody should be homeless. It's an uncomfortable feeling. Not knowing which direction to turn. Every door is closing in front of you. The most uncomfortable feelings is when the storm is actually storming outside at the end of the day. And you're truly a popular loner. You can't pick up the phone because your family already at the end of the day done lied on you, disrespected you, and they're not opening the door at the end of the day. They would sit there and clean up their character in front of certain folks at the end of the day and portray you to be somebody you truly not because they don't want to embarrass themselves. So they would manipulate the situation and got folks looking at you like you crazy. This type of stuff happens every single day. Every single day. Regardless of how old you are. And I say that respectfully. You put a name in your book. Being homeless. Going into the shelter system. They going against you. They're not helping you. Until you find the right person at the end of the day that truly hears you. And they actually showed up to do their job that day. And that's all you was praying for, was for somebody to do their job that day. And wow, God showed you the way. Because God allows you to have a roof over your head. And you just wanted to better yourself, to love yourself correctly when all those doors were being closed in front of you when you least expected. But only to realize that how God was truly protecting you during your process. And they don't understand that, wow. How you? Why you? Why you? That person wasn't supposed to sit there and do their job that day. You were supposed to still be in the street. This type of stuff happens every single day. Because they sit there and label you that you're already unstable to take care of yourself. Because of everything that was endowed within you. And not only just everything that was endowed within you, you got certain folks when it comes to family, a stranger in the street, doing spell work on you in a toxic way to make you lose everything. And never not one time that you go against these people, but nobody would ever understand your point of view at the end of the day because they already labeling you crazy. So when you speak up for yourself, you're wrong. Even when you have the proof right in front of you at the end of the day. To show somebody that truly wants to hear you. When someone truly hears you at the end of the day, finally, I got your back, baby. I got your back. I got your back. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry you endured this. And don't give up. I don't know what I would have did if I was in your shoes. I don't think I would have made it. But you're so strong. You're so brave. And you didn't give up on yourself, because a lot of people psych themselves at their own thought process, their freedom at the end of the day. A lot of people would never be the same ever again. They done got a diagnosis at the end of the day that they wasn't supposed to even be given. Overly medicating themselves. All because someone didn't know how to love them. Someone didn't know how to respect them. They had the lack of awareness at the end of the day, when they had so much going for themselves. So much. Being homeless is real. Nobody deserves to be homeless. Nobody. Regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age, nobody deserves to be homeless. A baby gets kicked out of their home. A baby. To go out into that world that's so dysfunctional, with people to misuse them and abuse them, manipulate them. Ain't no love out there. They may come across one good person during their journey that's going to protect them. And they would never forget that person. That baby looking for their mother and their father to show up, but they not showing up. Their mother and their father got so many excuses why they can't love their baby. But they there for everybody else but that one specific baby. This type of stuff happens every single day. Every single day. Every single day, when you least expect it, regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. And when God sees that, God is so disappointed. Because you were supposed to protect that baby. You were supposed to love that baby. You abandoned that baby. For that baby to struggle, that baby had to grow up fast. So now that baby thinks everything's the norm. Certain things are the norm, and it's not the norm. Like being disrespected, manipulated. And that baby is so smart. But when that baby goes out into that world and that baby has spell work being done on them, they don't understand at the end of the day that, wow, I'm under a spell. I'm under a spell. And the very people that put it on that baby was the enemy. It could be a guardian, a stranger in the street. This type of stuff happens every single day. Who's there to protect that baby? That baby goes from mind frame of a child point of view and goes into their adulthood. That curse breaker baby. That baby that didn't have malicious intentions. That baby that just wanted to be held and loved and say everything gonna be all right. This type of stuff happens every single day, and it's disgusting. It is. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that baby wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone a comment. Because those likes and views at the end of the day, it was their reality. And it would never make sense. Because when those likes and views go away, who's there to show for that baby? That baby didn't have to lie about not getting loved. That baby didn't get loved. That baby didn't get love from a stranger. That baby was a popular loner in real life. And I say that respectfully. And until their adulthood, they were a popular loner. Folks came into that baby life. And they looked at that baby like that baby was vulnerable. They mistreated that baby. They disrespected that baby. They had that baby questioning themselves. Am I even worthy? Why you disrespecting me for when I know how to respect you? Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. You know what these folks say? Well, you ain't got your mother and your father. They don't care about you anyway. Don't nobody got your back. Don't nobody love you. Wow. This type of stuff happens every single day. Every single day. Be mindful when judging a book by its cover. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process to me. Because you don't know what somebody's mentally going through. Or what someone overcame. And I say that respectfully. And I say this to you, neighbor. You are so brave. You are so strong. And during your journey, you didn't have malicious intentions to hurt nobody. You were just trying to become your best self version of yourself. They misdirected you, misguided you. But you showed up for yourself today. You still stand before yourself. It wasn't a walk in the park. And I truly hope one day that you find peace. You find peace within. And you love you in a healthy way. Not to dim your light or get discouraged. Because someone didn't know how to show up for you. My content is not for everybody. It's not. Loving yourself, it's not a crime. So never get discouraged because someone lacks self-confidence within themselves. And they try to misuse you and abuse you and disrespect you and take your kindness or weakness to humiliate you. They gang stalk you, disrespect you. Paint you out to be somebody you truly not. But you are worthy. And you do matter. They said you stupid and retarded, that you wasn't going to get too far in life. Without the help of folks that was trying to discourage you, disrespect you. They wanted you to beg them to be in their life. God works in mysterious ways. And I say that respectfully because what's truly for you is not going to go against you. What's truly for you is going to respect you. What's truly for you is not going to have malicious intentions. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And respect will be a two-way street. God ain't going to send somebody in your life that's going to discourage you and kick you down. The enemy is. And when you understand at the end of the day that you got to protect your energy at all costs. Ain't no dollar in this world to be able to protect your energy but you. To be mindful and wise at the end of the day. Everybody's not meant to sit at your table. Everybody's not meant to pray for you. Not everybody's meant to sit and be part of your life when it comes to your journey. They're not. But don't misuse you. Don't hurt you. You've been hurt enough. But you are worthy. And I say that respectfully. I'm not doing this for likes and views at the end of the day. Because God allowed me to be on a platform. Who's truly for me at the end of the day is going to respect me. Who's truly for me is not going to have malicious intentions. Who's truly for me, respect will be a two-way street. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. I'm not doing this for no money. I'm not. It's bigger than likes and views at the end of the day. Because someone misused you. And God works in mysterious ways. The good God is never for sale. The good God was never for sale. I know I'm not perfect. But I know at the end of the day, God has shown me the way. It was folks that was placed in my life at the end of the day that lied on me so bad. That said I wasn't nobody. That said I wasn't going to get too far. I'm stupid, retarded. All types of stuff. And I never had malicious intentions. Never. Never had malicious intentions. I just knew how to respect my neighbor. But when someone is not used to someone respecting them, they mistreat them, misuse them, abuse them. And I don't put myself out here to be a perfect person, but I ain't got no skeletons in my closet because I know how to respect my neighbor. And I say that respectfully. I'm a very open book. I'm too real at the end of the day. I ain't got nothing to hide. Not even a little bit. And I say that respectfully. I know how it feels not to have food on the table. I know how it feels to be homeless. I know how it feels to lose everything and start all over. I know how it feels for folks that you said that you love at the end of the day to go against you and have malicious intentions. But I stand before myself and I keep going. I am my biggest cheerleader and I love me. When they wanted me to dim my light, they threw spell work at me in a toxic way. And I didn't even have to do anything to these folks besides just be myself. They saw at the end of the day I had a true anointing over my life. But God was truly showing me the way. And I say that respectfully. I am not a murderer. I've never been a murderer. And I say that respectfully. I don't have malicious intentions towards my neighbor. When it comes to innocent victims, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. You know, when certain folks come into your life at the end of the day, you don't know what you're going to do in a situation. And I say that respectfully. And especially when you're not a violent person. When you're not a violent person, you don't know what you're going to do. I'm tired of people saying what they would have did when they was in a situation, how they would have handled a situation at the end of the day. You don't know how you would have handled a situation when it's being placed in front of you at the end of the day. Imagine having a friend that you called your friend and you looked at them like family. Right? Or someone that you're in a relationship with. Regardless if you're a man or a female. And they try to send people to attack you, to get you raped. What would you do in that situation? It's a thought process to me. Folks always saying that what they would have did, what they wouldn't have did at the end of the day. It's a thought process to me. Be mindful and wise when you're talking to certain people, because when certain folks say certain things, they leave out the whole entire story because they don't want to make themselves look bad. Or how about when someone is put in a situation at the end of the day? It's supposed to be your family. They're supposed to be your friend or whatever the case may be. And you never took someone's kindness away because you knew how to respect folks. And they try to rob you. They jump you when you're intoxicated. That's a bully for me at the end of the day. You're a punk if you got to jump somebody while they're under the influence. Ain't nothing tough about you. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't have known what you would have did in that situation at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. You last. And you was really holding at the end of the day. And you lost everything because of the fact that someone was a hater. So please don't tell me what you would have did and what you wouldn't have did, or someone's a snitch or they're not a snitch at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, you didn't walk in their shoes to understand their reality. I'm not understanding at the end of the day how people kick their neighbor down because someone was defending themselves. Someone is being hurt. And everybody just walking past. Nobody stops it. Nobody brings the fact that, okay, where's authorities at to stop this type of behavior? But somebody speaks up that they're being labeled a snitch. How? It says protect and serve the community. What happened? Because the way society is set up at the end of the day, that the people that's supposed to protect us, not all of them are bad. Some people actually show up to do their 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be to do their job. And you did the right thing to protect the next person from being a victim. Or let alone, how can somebody be a snitch when someone's in a domestic violence situation at the end of the day and someone has controlling problems at the end of the day? How is that person a snitch? You putting your hands on someone in front of authorities at the end of the day, you deserve to be under the jail. Because you know why? The last person that you abused, they didn't press charges when they wanted to. The person before that, they couldn't speak for themselves because now they're 6 feet under. Now someone was placed at the end of the day and you did what you did at the end of the day. Now your ass is in jail. So now you want to call that person a snitch? It be the mindset for me. Until it's your situation or your loved one at the end of the day, you will understand. And you know what? I need to stay in my place and be quiet. I need to. I need to be more wise at the end of the day. You talk about you so real though, right? How you real? This type of behavior is not the norm. It's not. A child's being sexually assaulted at the end of the day by a grown-ass adult. And you gonna tell me that baby's a snitch? How? How's that baby a snitch? It's the ignorancy that people have, this mindset, how the enemy sits back and allows you to believe this is the norm when it comes to this functional mindset at the end of the day. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. Regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, or your disability, or your age. So how dare you? You the type of folks at the end of the day who believe in this mindset. When something finally happens to your dumb ass, you want somebody to come rescue you. Because now you know what's going to happen? It's going to be a day when you're defenseless. Right? And you're going to be like, you know what? I kept calling somebody a snitch because they spoke up for themselves. So what you going to say now? You a snitch too? When you an innocent person? And you didn't have to play victim? And you didn't have malicious intentions? Who's there to protect you now? Because you know, in life, things happen to the best of us. And I say this respectfully. You know, having disability problems, you know, accidents do happen in life to the point where you're not able to speak for yourself anymore, God forbid. You're not able to help yourself anymore, God forbid. And your abuser is the one who's supposed to be your caregiver. But you said somebody's a snitch though, right? So now you're the snitch now because your abuser, because you're mentally disabled now fully, and nobody's there to protect you. So now when you're able to speak up for yourself, to write it down, God forbid, I hope you're able to do that if you can't talk. So you're going to say you a snitch too, right? It be the mindset, the ignorancy for me. And it's sad how, regardless if it's your own people at the end of the day that will kick you down and disrespect you, it doesn't matter if it's your own folks or not at the end of the day. Because you'll be so surprised who stereotypes against certain cultures, against certain individuals, or people pick and choose who they want to bully at the end of the day. Excuse me. It's a thought process to me. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. Every single day. It's somebody right now that's nonverbal, right? That can't defend themselves. It's somebody right now that is verbal right now that can't defend themselves because they're in fear. They don't have nobody else to caregive for them. Who's going to believe them when folks can manipulate the situation? Someone can lie easily because of the fact that of who the person is. Why should it have to wait till it's you at the end of the day? Because you know what happens in society? You can go from being that person that got up every single day, that took care of everybody. You could go from that person that got up every single day to go from that 9 to 5. Mind your business. Loving yourself, just trying to find balance within or whatever the case may be. Just doing your regular daily activities. And one day, life happens to you. Life happens to you. Life happens to you within a split of a second. And I don't wish bad on my neighbor, but this is reality. And this type of stuff happens every single day. But why should it happen to you for you to understand at the end of the day to stay in your lane and respect your neighbor? You may not agree how they tie their shoe, but they was defending themselves to protect themselves. Because at the end of the day, that's what they supposed to do. Protect themselves. Because God forbid at the end of the day, I'm a little bit too fast. Hold on. Just like this. You could call me a snitch or whatever you want to say at the end of the day. Certain individuals, let me tell you something. You know what they do nowadays? Because it's not that who called 911 first. Y'all both going to jail. You know that, right? That's how society is set up now. Why is that? When you least expect it. So someone goes to make a report, right? They're having confrontation with somebody. And that person keeps threatening this person how they going to bring harm towards somebody. It's not that they're a punk or nothing. But before you think you're going to step in front of me at the end of the day, I'm going to be protected. And not before I'm only been protected, but I got you. So now when you put your hands on me, I already saved my ass and covered my ass in the day. Because when you get in front of me, I'm going to whoop your ass. And at the end of the day, I ain't going to jail. So now that person's a snitch? No, they was protecting themselves. Because if the cop's not going to do nothing, as long as that person knows in black and white and the person didn't do nothing at the end of the day, they're covered. It's a thought process to me. So that person's a snitch. So someone keep threatening your daughter, your brother, or whatever the case may be, and the cops not doing nothing about it, but they taking notation that, okay, well, you came to the precinct and you spoke upon it at the end of the day, but they saying to you is, well, if they come approach it at the end of the day, just call 911. So now when you call 911 when this person is fighting you or whatever the case may be, bringing harm towards you, they stabbed you up, poked you up, or whatever the case may be, try to bring harm to you, everything is already documented. Not only is everything documented now, you're not going to jail. Why? Because of the fact that you protected yourself, right? And you didn't have malicious intentions. You're going to authorities to let them know what's going on, and they was ignoring you. But if they're telling you at the end of the day, it's being documented. But nobody did nothing about it. But then these type of situations that happen, someone just already got psyched up their own freedom. When authorities are supposed to have been stepped in at the end of the day. But authorities didn't. It be the mindset for me. It really do. So someone's a snitch? I don't understand what's wrong with society today. It's ass backwards. It really is at the end of the day. Why should it have to wait for your baby that's in elementary school to be put in a situation at the end of the day and for you to understand that, you know what, common sense has to make common sense now. It's not about me. It's about my baby, me protecting my baby. Because that's how people start to look at situations. They don't think about themselves no more. They start to think about their child. Now back to what I was saying. Why should it wait until you're disabled at the end of the day for you to understand that, wow, someone trying to bring harm towards you, but you can't defend yourself, and you're nonverbal, or you are verbal. So that means when you speak up for yourself, you're a snitch. Like people pick and choose who can have this certain mindset of being a snitch and not a snitch. Who gets the cool pass? Who gets the cool kid pass or not? And all this dumb stuff. It really be the thought process to me. Protecting yourself is protecting yourself, right? But how can you protect yourself if you're disabled and someone is lying on you? How would you feel to know at the end of the day that you can't verbally help yourself, mentally help yourself, knowing that someone is going against you? You know, this type of stuff happens every single day. And it's so sad and heartbroken to know at the end of the day that that could be you. Imagine you being put in the hospital and you got to go to rehab. You ain't got no family. Your family done gave up on you. Or even if you do have family, this type of stuff still happens. You're being abused by one of the employees, and let alone the employee's a supervisor. You're being abused by them. And regardless if your family is aware of it or not, these employees, the supervisor is lying and manipulating the situation and pointing it out to be, they point a finger at everybody else but themselves. Or nobody knows what's going on. But when you do stuff like this, when it comes to a facility and it's a franchise name, right? They supposed to all go down as a whole. That's what's supposed to happen, right? That's what's supposed to happen. But you're being ignored. It had to take 4 or 5 years for someone to actually step in to help you, even just to get a transfer to go to a different facility, regardless if you got family in your life or not. You know, this type of stuff happens every single day. So you telling me you a snitch? You don't want to be labeled a snitch. When you're an innocent person, you're the victim. And you didn't do anything. Your back is literally against the wall. And all you're doing is crying, stressing yourself out in that same spot that they have you in. They're not changing you. You're pissing, you're shitty. They're abusing you. It's a thought process, me. So that means you're a snitch because you speak up and say, well, the person with the brown shirt on, they abused me yesterday. The person with the red shirt with the wig on, they went up against me and I couldn't defend myself. They blacked my eye. Yeah, you did it. I said you did it. Oh, no, I didn't do that to you. You did it to yourself. So now they diagnosing you, right? With all this stuff. They diagnosing you. Now they gotta bring you, now you never been on medication, now you're on medication. Now being that they're labeling you now you gotta wear a helmet. Like, wait, what? How? How did that happen? How did that happen? Because someone had controlling issues at the end of the day. And they controlling the narrative of you. You know this type of stuff happens every single day? Do you not know that? And it's sad and disturbing to see a baby has to go through this. An elderly has to go through this. An innocent person became a victim that day. So they're a snitch. Why should it wait for your baby to experience this type of behavior for you to say, you know what, this is not the norm and this is not you snitching? My content is not for everybody. It's not. My content is not for everyone. But I wouldn't like that for you. I would hate for you to use that word when it comes to your situation. I don't even think it will be in your vocabulary. Because you know why? Nobody's around. Nobody would know, right? Because it's your situation. And you're defending yourself at the time. Or just like if you send your baby off to school and someone is bullying your baby, you mean to tell me at the end of the day, your baby speaks up? Who cares two flying? If your baby done told on the bully. So you gonna mean to tell me you gonna call your baby a snitch? Or you gonna be the bully towards your baby? You gonna be your first baby's bully? Oh, don't tell on nobody. Don't be a tattler. What you mean? Someone just brought harm to me. Someone just stabbed me in my eye with a pencil. Are you serious? It's the mindset for me. It really is. How you call yourself real and an adult at the end of the day, but you lack common sense. You lack common sense. And this type of stuff happens every single day. Every single day. It's not about likes and views and comments at the end of the day. No, it's not. It's someone's reality. It's bigger than likes and views. My content is not for everybody. It's not. So do me a favor. Save that negative energy, that evil eye for your mama. And I say that respectfully. And I don't care who called me a snitch or whatever the case may be. If that makes you feel good at the end of the day, then let it be. Because at the end of the day, you do not take care of me. And I say that respectfully. If someone's a bully, they a bully. If you don't agree with what I say, I don't care. And I do not deal with bullies. I don't. I do not like violence. And especially on an innocent person that didn't do nothing to nobody. It really be the thought process to me. How you gotta come over here and gang stalk me and disrespect me at the end of the day and you lack self-awareness. Like, who sent you? Because at the end of the day, I know the money ain't good, or let alone clean your fucking house. And I said what I said. You pissing me off. Like, for real. You really pissing me off. And I said what I said respectfully, and I don't take it back. Because the behavior of the mindset at the end of the day of with the lack of self-awareness is disgusting. It really is. You bullying somebody because they have self-awareness. And something that you truly lack is confidence. Not only confidence, but nobody protected you. Nobody respected you. People picked and choose at the end of the day when they wanted to bully you. So now you got to bully somebody else? Like, make it make sense, ma'am, sir. Who sent you? Respectfully. It's a thought process to me. And I'm not taking back anything that I just said, not even a little bit. And I say that respectfully because you're weird. This mindset at the end of the day of destroying your neighbor when they're minding their business is so unhealthy. It really is. It really is. Somebody is snitched because of the fact that, well, somebody just got shot. Right? Someone just got shot. And not only did they just get shot, it was a block full of people that witnessed who shot this person. But a neighborhood just took down a murderer. So you mean to tell me that they snitches? And that could have been you? Oh, okay. Or that could have been your child? Okay. People pick and choose who they want to label this mindset of a snitch. Because why should it wait until it's your household for you to want answers as to who hurt your family member, who brought harm towards you? It's a thought process to me. Everybody's not meant to be part of your journey. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. My content is not for everybody. But it's sad and disturbing to see at the end of the day that, wow, it gotta wait for someone to bring harm towards you for you to want answers, and you knew it was a whole lot of people outside when someone was trying to bring harm towards you, and you was the innocent person. You was the innocent person. I'm not doing this for likes and views at the end of the day. I'm not. And I ain't begging nobody for no money when I get on this platform. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. My content is not for everyone. But respect is a two-way street. Be mindful and wise when judging a book by its cover. It's the mindset for me. I would hate it for it to be your child. I would hate it for you to have to experience that at the end of the day and nobody spoke up. It's a thought process to me. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I do not have malicious intentions to bring harm towards innocent people, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's a thought process for me. Never get discouraged, and I say that respectfully, because someone lacks self-confidence, let alone self-respect for themselves, and I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. Now you genuine love, respect. Peace and respect, say respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Peace and respect, say respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. It's the thought process for me. Loving yourself is not a crime. Never dim your light, let alone get discouraged at the end of the day because someone didn't know how to respect you. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. Loving yourself is not a crime. My content is not for everyone. It's not. It really isn't. And that is okay. But when is enough going to be enough? You got cultures going against each other for what? Because the enemy is allowing it to be the norm. The enemy said this is the normal behavior when it never was. It's a thought process for me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully because who is truly for you is not going to go against you. Who is truly for you is not going to disrespect you. Who is truly for you is not going to manipulate you. Who is truly for you is going to respect you, and it's going to be a two-way street. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process for me. I take praise time to the genuine ones only. Always protect your energy. And let me say something else before I go. When you speak up for yourself and you ain't got malicious intentions, you are not a snitch. The enemy allows you to believe for a long time at the end of the day when you speak up for yourself that you're wrong. And you're not. They want you to be quiet. They want you to get discouraged. They want you to have malicious intentions towards your neighbor. But that's not what it is at the end of the day. It's not. So when becoming your own worst enemy at the end of the day, the enemy feel like they did their job. But you can't get discouraged. And I say that respectfully. You can't get discouraged. You can't. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's a thought process for me. Always protect your energy. Everybody's not meant to be part of your journey. They're not. And it's not a crime to speak up for yourself. You feel uncomfortable about something, you're not a snitch. If you love yourself enough at the end of the day, you're not tolerating disrespect. You're not tolerating certain individuals coming into your life, taking your kindness for weakness, portraying you to be something that you're truly not. And when you speak up for yourself, and then they quick to sit there and label you that you got anxiety problem, you're crazy, and all this and the third, or whatever the case may be, you know at the end of the day that these folks are truly not for you, and they're going against you. And you have to protect you when they try to misuse you. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And loving yourself is not a crime. I truly appreciate the time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day, have a safe week, have a safe month, have a safe year. Have a safe week in store for you. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. Don't get discouraged, let alone dim your own light. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And this mindset of being a snitch at the end of the day, when someone is truly trying to protect themselves, is disgusting. And I'm not changing how I feel. Just like a sex predator at the end of the day. The mindset. Why is it the norm at the end of the day for a innocent person to be minding their business, to be violated? So when that baby or that adult speaks up for themselves at the end of the day, they're wrong. Why? Why is that baby wrong? Why is that baby labeled a snitch? Why is that innocent person labeled a snitch? Because you got controlling issues? Because something that you lack within? It's not being a snitch. Not even a little bit. Certain individuals at the end of the day don't belong on these streets. And I say that respectfully. They don't. The same way you're supposed to protect your family, you're supposed to protect your family from these type of people too. And they're not just gay people. And I say that respectfully. They come in all different types of shapes and sizes. So be careful when judging a book by its cover. And I say that respectfully. Always protect yourself, let alone your family. And I say that respectfully. And especially when you don't got malicious intentions. It's a thought process to me. Peace and respect, say respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Peace and respect, say respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. It's the thought process to me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Never dim your light, let alone get discouraged. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Someone is bringing harm towards you at the end of the day. You're not a snitch to speak up for yourself. And I say that respectfully. You're not a snitch. Someone hurt you. Someone violated you. You're not a snitch. You are not a snitch. And especially if you're defenseless, how dare somebody say that you're a snitch at the end of the day? And let alone, it's not about their opinion when it comes to you. So never get discouraged, and I say that respectfully. Always stay true to you. This type of behavior, and I say this respectfully, I pray for my neighbor, not against my neighbor. But this type of behavior, it became the norm for so long. And it's so unhealthy. And I say that respectfully. Leave innocent people alone. I am the original owner of all my content, and I say that respectfully. Naya, genuine love, respect. Yes, this type of behavior bothering innocent people, it pisses me off. because nobody's there to protect that innocent person. But everybody's quick to say they're so real. They're for the community at the end of the day, but it's the mindset for me. How can you discourage your neighbor at the end of the day to kick them down when they're protecting themselves at the end of the day? And nobody else is out there to protect them. And they don't have malicious intentions. And they're not seeking revenge at the end of the day. They're just protecting themselves. Regardless of what the circumstances is at the end of the day. Yes, it pisses me off really bad. Because it should not be the norm. Because it's a type of behavior that the enemy sits back and watches within watching and just laughs like, yeah, I ain't even got to do much. Because you're doing all the projecting. You're doing all the negative energy. I don't even gotta manipulate you today. I don't gotta disrespect you today. I don't gotta bring harm towards you today. Y'all doing it to each other. Regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. It's the thought process to me. It's unhealthy and it's disgusting. So when you speak up for yourself, no, you're not a snitch. Protect yourself. Don't allow the enemy to allow you to believe, regardless of what he say, she say, had to say at the end of the day. Someone always leaves out something within the story. But God knows the truth. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Here's the thought process me. I gotta go. I need a nap. I said what I said. I ain't taking it back either. I gotta go. Now your genuine love, respect. I'll see pretty times to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Thank you for your time.